In the summer of 2020, after having been cooped up by the COVID pandemic, Michelle and I finally had the opportunity to do a little traveling. We visited the Maasai Mara National Park in Kenya, and we were there for the annual wildebeest migration. So we saw huge herds of wildebeest and zebra roaming about on the plains. It was an amazing spectacle to see.
Oh yeah.
Another draw of the wildebeest migration is that many predators come and follow the migration as well. And we saw quite a few predators. One day while we were out, we came across a group of lions that included this poor fella. We kind of thought about this guy as the awkward teenager of the lion world. He was a male lion, but he had kind of a patchy, scraggly mane, and instead of having pimples all over his face like a teenager, he had a bunch of flies all over his face, but I think the effect was more or less the same. He was part of a small group of lions, and it also included this lion. While we were watching them, she stood up from the group, and she looked off intently at a herd of zebra that were nearby, and then quietly and carefully, she started stalking through the grass. I watched her go, excited to see what she was going to do. Mr. Scraggly, on the other hand, seemed pretty oblivious. He just sat where he was, picking at his flies and thinking about life. She found a hill to hide behind, and the next thing I knew, the herd of zebra was stampeding away in a massive frenzy to get away from something. I thought this was really interesting. Mr. Scraggly just sat there. But she had taken herself down a zebra. The next few minutes were one of the most incredible things I've ever witnessed, yet it was also incredibly difficult to watch. By the time we got to her, she had already taken down the zebra, but it wasn't dead yet. The zebra cried and kicked, but it couldn't get away. She held it down, and the more it struggled, the more ferocious she got. Eventually, she took it by the throat in a death grip and squeezed down. Once she got a good hold, she just kept choking until the zebra's leg stopped kicking. Now, this whole time, Mr. Scraggly sat back where he was, not doing anything. She seemed to be waiting for him, looking around. I mean, the least he could do is come and congratulate her on taking down a zebra by herself, but no, Mr. Scraggly just kind of sat around doing nothing. She kept waiting for him. I guess it's a little bit like when the chef makes dinner and the kids don't come on time, though. You know, you just start kind of eating the best parts all on your own. That's what she did while she was waiting. As long as we waited, Mr. Scraggly never did show up. He just kept sitting back where he was, wondering about when his mane would grow in full and stunning, and wondering what was the best way to get all these stupid flies off his face before the prom. But that's life and death in the Maasai Mara.